Lesson 2 covers IBW challenges and why broad adoption will continue to grow. In some ways, the wireless revolution of the past 20 years has been one of history's quietest innovations. Consider how quickly and effortlessly wireless users have adopted the once fantastical notion of universal connectivity in an affordable pocket-sized device. In less than a single generation, the world has evolved from a tethered telephone to a wireless communication device that puts the world at your fingertips, 24/7, virtually everywhere. The only things that have grown faster than wireless adoption are user expectations for instant access and reliable fast performance. Cellular dead zones, when discovered, are regarded with surprise and disappointment. A dropped cellular call is considered embarrassing. For such a young technology, cellular communication has already cultivated a nearly universal expectation of ubiquitous, high-quality, high-speed performance indoors and out, a trend that will only accelerate with the emergence of the millennial generation. For this reason, many in the wireless industry consider IBW the next utility, that is, a modern convenience that has become as accepted and expected as electricity and running water. Users are not interested in knowing where the wires are laid or how the pipes are arranged. They simply expect the convenience of seamless, invisible, universal access and performance. So it has become for cellular service. A common misconception is that the IBW is just another name for Wi-Fi. After all, one of the first things a wireless user does when entering a building is to check for an accessible Wi-Fi network. Generally speaking, Wi-Fi is not built to carry cellular network traffic, with some exceptions as we will see in Lesson 6. Voice is still generally handled by the macro cellular network. While Wi-Fi helps many web pages load quickly on a smartphone, it won't address those aggravating cellular dead zones that occur indoors. The macro network is designed to cover wide swathes of outdoor space, but cellular frequencies have difficulty penetrating buildings effectively. Some construction materials, such as energy-saving low-E window glass, are actually designed to reflect radiation away, including some RF signals. We are all familiar with the quality of service issues sometimes present in underground locations, like parking garages. In short, while Wi-Fi has played a critical role in the provision of traditional indoor connectivity to date, as future capacity demands rise, it will provide insufficient to meet said cellular requirements. That's why the inclusion of a dedicated IBW solution is an important priority for enterprise owners and building managers. It should be included at the architect's design stage of all new commercial, industrial and enterprise spaces. We'll explore the right balance of Wi-Fi and IBW in Lesson 7. The growing need for dedicated IBW solutions is driven primarily by those who work, live and shop within buildings. Customers, tenants and employees want rock-solid cellular coverage, but building and enterprise owners have little or no recourse with local wireless operators, and even less technical expertise to know how to solve the connectivity challenge. One of the biggest IBW issues is that many simply don't know what they don't know. Lack of awareness and education invariably lead to industry myths and misperceptions. And even for those actively seeking an IBW solution, the complicated issue of funding the system can make matters even more uncertain for small and mid-sized enterprise environments. A 2016 survey sponsored by CommScope and conducted by Coleman Parks Research of 600 building managers, facility managers and architects in the United States, United Kingdom, France and Germany revealed some interesting insights into current IBW perceptions. Countering this need is a prevailing confusion over how to implement a true IBW solution, however. Unlike Wi-Fi, IBW must interface with operators' macro networks, just one of the many challenges. Cost is generally one of the first challenges a building owner, manager or architect encounters. Even though modern solutions have simplified and reduced the cost of IBW deployments, there remain significant investments in time and money that must be justified with tenants or prospective tenants. While quantifying the benefits of IBW coverage is difficult to achieve in the abstract, our IBW survey results indicate that, on average, 84% of respondents believe that ubiquitous cellular coverage increases employee productivity. Architects report that the main obstacles preventing the inclusion of IBW solutions in their designs revolve around cost and complexity. A mere 16% cite lack of demand. The survey reveals that only 1 in 5 building tenants believe that the owner, manager, or architect is responsible for providing indoor cellular coverage. Most believe this responsibility falls to wireless operators. Some wireless operators offer and support limited IBW solutions, but these are restricted to traffic running on their network. Since there are many global wireless operators with tens of millions of customers, this solution isn't feasible in the long term. As awareness of the problem grows, more pressure will be brought on to bear on building owners, business leaders and architects who maintain other aspects of building design, operation and usage. Third-party providers are gaining importance as an intermediary between tenant needs and wireless operators because they can facilitate multi-operator connections. To remain cost-effective, however, their services are best employed only for larger environments. In small to medium deployments, the costs simply don't justify the benefits, leaving the owner, operator and architect to build their own solutions capable of interfacing with multiple wireless operators. We'll explore this in greater detail in Lesson 4. Wi-Fi deployments are generally plug-and-play solutions that use unlicensed frequencies and require little skilled labour to install. In contrast, IBW deployments can be complex and difficult to provision. Because they interface with wireless operators' macro networks, IBW solutions must meet more stringent requirements and use licensed frequencies. This demands infrastructure that includes specialized RF equipment and cabling, and requires expensive, highly skilled labor to install. In addition, each building tenant will likely maintain his or her own IBW expectations and requirements. Evolving wireless network standards also introduce uncertainty over future compatibility. For example, with 5G networks on the horizon, the limiting factor of complexity becomes even more significant. We'll explore these challenges in more detail in Lessons 6 and 8. Backhaul is a general term describing the mechanism of a network that moves aggregated cellular traffic on and off the network's backbone. In the macro network, wireless operators handle backhaul through high bandwidth, low latency fiber optic cables or via directional point-to-point microwave antennas. Neither option is economical or practical in a small to medium building, raising the challenge of getting all those cellular users connected to the world outside. Recent innovations have greatly simplified backhaul, making it possible to run these vital connections to larger network on standard IT cabling infrastructure, or even via more economical fiber optic solutions that don't require specialized labor to install. Then there are the hybrid copper and fiber cables that can deliver power and data to remote devices in a single economical cable run. The move to standard IT cabling such as Cat 6A for speeds up to 10G is particularly exciting since it represents an important step towards true infrastructure convergence, the ability to run multiple networks, services and applications across a single physical layer. We will explore this and other aspects of the future of IBW technology in Lesson 3. Like Wi-Fi when it first arrived in the market, IBW represents a leap forward in wireless convenience and performance. The massive reduction in wireless network latency and boost in bandwidth offered by an IBW solution, and how the resulting wireless experience more than satisfies tenants, customers and employees, will radically and positively impact property values. This right potential creates a compelling case for proactive investment right now. An April 2016 report published by Mobile Experts explored a number of IBW use cases and demonstrated that IBW deployments, when properly scaled and provisioned, benefit the enterprise more than wireless operators. Indeed, even for small to medium-sized enterprise environments, the question is no longer if a dedicated IBW solution should be implemented, but what kind and in what manner. As with all investments, a business-critical utility like IBW requires thoughtful strategic planning and efficient implementation to provide maximum value over the long term. Let's take a closer look at the future of IBW in the next lesson.